y'all. I wanted to talk to you this time about using Amanita as a tool when you're going to be using psilocybin in heroic doses. And I'm not talking about stacking or using the two together at the same time. I have other videos about that. And if they're not here on my YouTube channel, then they're over on amanitadreamer.net. YouTube has demonetized my channel and gutted it and forced me to take a lot of videos down. Yes, I realize plenty of other videos are around on other channels. And it's a bias against my channel. It's been there for a long time. Nothing I can do about it. We deal. So all of the ones that are about psilocybin, I have a playlist here called psilocybin, which is probably one of the reasons why they don't like my channel. So let's talk about using Amanita as a tool. So Amanita hits the GABA receptors on the muscimol side, and then on the ibotenic acid side of it, it hits glutamate and the cholinergic side, acetylcholine. If you don't know about the two sides of Amanita, I have plenty of videos that talk about that. If you're going to be tripping and you get in like a really bad place and you go to an emergency room, they're going to give you a benzodiazepine, a Valium, a Xanax, something like that. That is a GABAergic. It hits the GABA receptors and it will kill a trip. And so Amanita, when it's fully decarbed, is muscimol, and that hits the GABA receptors. So if you want to make Amanita and fully decarb it, and I have ways to do that on amanitadreamer.net. It is not here. Anything about how to make is not allowed over here on this channel. So how to fully decarb Amanita is going to be at amanitadreamer.net. And it's a good idea if you're going to do a high dose trip to go on and do that and have fully decarbed Amanita ready. If you are a practitioner and you or a shaman, and you hold people in ceremony at high doses, this is like an absolute must, especially if they get into a situation where they really just can't handle it anymore and they want out. It will absolutely kill a trip. So that's one way that you can have Amanita in your tool bag. The other way that I use Amanita when I'm going to be using psilocybin is coming down from the trip. So like 5 grams, 6 grams, that's not so bad. But anything like in excess of 7, 8, 9, 10 grams, those trips are really hard to come down. Well, for me, it's nice sort of, but then it hits this edgy place. And if you had an especially rough experience, that anxiety can hit even while you're still under the influence, when you're just at 7 or 8 hours after you've taken it, and the anxiety can be kind of rough. And then I found that night trying to sleep is really hard, especially if you did a really high dose. So I use Amanita for that. And I found that when I take it about 6 hours after taking psilocybin, it just takes that edge off, and it's really nice and smooth and just helps you come down a lot more peacefully. Amanita is the heart mushroom, and it seems to just come in and like hug you and hold you right when you really need it, especially when your experience was just really rough. And it's like a hug, and then everything just calms down. And you're still on the psilocybin, but it feels like it just sort of takes that edge off and helps you sort of slide into sleep. And when I did 10 grams, I used just a little bit because I didn't want to kill the work I was doing with the psilocybin. So I just took a couple of sips and it took the edge off. I was able to sleep, still commune with the psilocybin folk and get the downloads and all the next day working on what was still happening. So it was a really nice tool to use that way. And then I also used it again the next day, the next night when it was gone. The psilocybin was out of my body, and it was just like really bad anxiety because I had opened a lot of stuff. And then the Amanita was just invaluable. I have videos on when to use Amanita, when to use psilocybin, when to trip on one, when to high dose on the other, and how to use those two in conjunction that way for healing. But this video was about using Amanita sort of like as an adjunct in your toolkit whenever you're going to take a high dose. So if you're afraid, if you've never taken psilocybin, you're afraid, then it's a good idea to just have some with you. And that way you'll know that you've got it. And if you're feeling afraid, I think it'll help you calm down more knowing you have that there, but you're not likely to take it as an escape hatch. But it's good to know that you've got it. My channel is demonetized, so I support myself at the Mushroom Voice. That's my store. It's open. Come see my Amanita products that I've made. And I have really nice vinyl stickers that come free with every order and a postcard that comes free with every order. And then we have a community over there at Mushroom Voice. So it's $20 a month to just get in on the ground floor, come hang out with me on Zooms, chill, talk to us. And of course, anything you ever want to know about the Amanita Muscaria is at amanitadreamer.net. I love you, beautiful people. Bye.